have a question.
Yeah.
Between the older version and the newer version, in terms of servicing, which one between the two do you think is more viable in terms of the quality of service based on the generation from the older to the new?
Yeah, so great question. So let's talk in terms of like even just the warranty is a good way of gauging it, right? The old devices was only a 2-year warranty that had covered them. The new device is twice that. It's a 4-year warranty. But really, these things are also well built that we've had patients with the same legacy devices for 20 plus years. They do last a long time. And in terms of effectiveness, for the main control unit, they're always a 60-volt machine. So that hasn't changed. The Fischer has always, since its inception, been one of the more powerful iontophoresis devices out there, compared to even some of the very introductory battery-operated iontophoresis devices that you may still see out there. I rarely hear about them anymore, but every once in a while, because they're battery-operated, it's only about a 9-volt capacity that they have. Compare that to 60 volts, there really is no comparison. And then additionally, you've got limitations with the metal electrodes, the battery replacement costs, and things like that. So in terms of like the strength, the service, the quality of them has always been really top of the line, with a focus on longevity and durability. But in terms of the effectiveness of the treatment, we had talked in some of our previous meetings about the electrode design changes. Moving to silicon graphite, like I have with me here in one of our trays, moving away from the metal design, right, to something that's flexible. This is metal free. But you'll notice that other companies have followed Fischer's footsteps in trying to move away from the metal electrode design. But that doesn't mean that all metal electrodes are created equal. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the design of them, it is very important that the electrode is completely submerged during the treatment. All right, here I have one of our water bath trays. And let's look at this together. So let's say you're treating right here. All right. And Martin, I'm going to place this down right here. And my blue foam on top. Now look, watch what happens when the blue foam is on top. It's completely submerged, right? The wire is the only thing sticking out, but this is not an active contact point, right? Because it's not part of the electrode base. Other electrode designs that even are silicon graphite, they have, it's almost like it's projecting upwards so that the metal plug can plug into it. So there's still a metal component in those silicon graphite electrodes. It's an open metal contact point that can result in a burn for a patient. Or even if you don't burn yourself on the metal piece when plugging it in, during the treatment, because the top of that electrode, imagine if the electrode was our electrode was just exposed like this out of the top corner, right? All it would take is you to brush your finger or toe up against this during the treatment for you to potentially get an electrical burn. You might not even know is happening until after the treatment and starts to hurt. So that is a big thing to keep in mind too, when looking at not just how iontophoresis electrodes and main control units have evolved over time, but even when they do change, are the design changes really to the best of their ability? Do they have the patient's safety in mind? Things like that. So a lot of things that we walk patients through here at RA Fischer when they come to us with some of those detailed questions.